I'm saying? Although I like yours.
How you doing?
Dang. What's up, boss? You all right?
You okay?
Yes. You are, you're fine.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I did walk right past you on the backside. I didn't realize it was you till around the corner.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today for this emergency meeting. The agenda should be printed out so you can see what's on that agenda. And as always, you can utilize the QR codes on the back of the rotunda and follow along with us on your devices. At this time, we'd like to have opening prayer led by Councilman Holmes, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Kevin Lashley. Please stand.
Please join. You for the blessing to bestow on us. Audience. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. I officially call today's meeting to order. Thank you, Councilman Holmes, in leading us in prayer, and thank you, Councilman Lashley, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I now want to call for an adoption of the agenda with the following revisions. Adding item number 3, which is a motion for purchase approval for SHI International Corp. To be discussed by Councilman Mack. And also a proclamation reading to come after the adoption of the agenda for the Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Mayor, I move to adopt the agenda as is with the addition of a number 3 for a purchase approval and then for a proclamation about Martin Luther King Day. And that's the way we want to do it.
I second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Mack. All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries. I will now read the proclamation according to the newly adopted agenda, and then we'll go into items 1, 2, 3 of our agenda. Thank you. Proclamation of Unity in recognition of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which was yesterday, given today, January 21st, 2025. Whereas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a native of Georgia and a hero of the Civil Rights era, is one of the most influential people in history. Dr. King Jr. became the first private citizen to be honored with a federal holiday bracing a person's name. Whereas on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we as a nation celebrate Dr. King's memory, but also preserve his legacy, one that calls upon all of us to exercise our moral authority, stand up against injustice, and live up to the founding principles that all are created equally. And whereas Dr. King devoted his life to advancing equality, social justice, and opportunity for all, and challenged all Americans to participate in the never-ending work of building a more perfect union. And whereas the City of Warner Robins recognizes the profound impact of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a visionary leader and advocate for civil rights. And whereas Dr. King's tireless efforts continue to inspire us to strive for equality, justice, and unity in our community. And whereas on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we come together to honor his legacy and commit ourselves to the ongoing work of fostering inclusivity and understanding. And whereas we acknowledge the strength that diversity brings to our community, and we celebrate the richness of our shared experiences. And now, therefore, I, LaRonda W. Patrick, Mayor of Warner Robins, Georgia, do hereby proclaim and declare the city's dedication to promoting unity, respect, and equal opportunities for all of its residents. In witness, therefore, I, along with members of the Warner Robins City Council, affix our signatures in signing this unity for all. So, councilmen, if you'll come down, we're going to sign this unity proclamation. I'm going to have one of them bring it over to you. I think this is a fitting time for us to sign in unity on such a historic occasion as of yesterday being Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, which happens every year. In the City of Warner Robins, we are about making sure we do things decent and in order. And you do it on the front. Decent and in order. And at a time when a lot of nasty things have been said about a decision that we've made in city business, is showing you that we are unified. We work together regardless of our race, regardless of our ethnicity. And the comments that I hear about the City of Warner Robins, or me exactly, being a racist, is so far from correct. And since we're on the subject, I'm trying to be on my best behavior, but since we're on the subject, I am far from any type of racist, and I need all this negative talk about racism in the City of Warner Robins to stop. We are not about racism at all. Here, maybe your business is, but we do not do that here. We are about unity, and we want to make sure that's very clear in us signing this proclamation today. We may not do everything correct. We would never make a decision to get rid of anybody because of their race. And I am of the Christian faith, and I see pastors in the audience here for the very things I'm talking against at the moment. So let's make sure you understand. In Warner Robins, zero tolerance of racism. That stuff can stay in the county, but here it is unaccepted. So please stop that negative talk and make sure you pay attention and think. When someone is given an opportunity to resign, it's an opportunity that is their own. They have to make that decision, but there's usually some reason as to why that gesture was given. So just think, if your actions you're doing now are actually in the best interest of the person that we all care about. That's why we gave an option instead of doing what we could have done instead. So we all want this for a good reason. We care about the same person you care about. But just like you make decisions inside of your establishments, I see a State Farm agency owner on Carl Vinson here, you make decisions about your personnel. Some of you are supervisors, some of you are managers. So just like we don't come and question your reasoning, I need you to understand the reason has nothing to do with race. It's nothing to do with any of the negative things you all are saying, but there's a reason why. So as we close out this proclamation on unity, we are unified when it comes to the city. We do not do things based on racial reasons, okay? And again, We care about the same person you care about, and that's why we decided to do what we did. He has to make a decision, and he will make his own decision.
And who are we talking about?
I don't know. The people that came up in red understand was here for the same reason, but maybe not. But it's okay. I'm not going to call the name, but at this point, we're going to all take our seats. We're going to go through items 1 through 3, and then the meeting will close. Thank you. So now we are moving on to item number 1, which is a resolution for rescheduling of meeting to be discussed by Councilman Larry Curtis.
I make a motion to approve resolution acting pursuant to City Code Section 2-26, resolved to reschedule the regular scheduled mayor and council meeting of January 21, 2025 to February 3rd, 2025 due to inclement weather conditions.
Mayor, I second that motion.
Motion by Councilman Curtis, seconded by Councilman Holmes. All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 2, a resolution for the 2025 general election qualifying fees to be discussed by Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Mayor. I make a motion to approve the resolution that the general municipal election for the city of Warner Robins will be held on November 4, 2025 for the mayor and for the city council posts 1 at large, 3 and 5 pursuant to the provision of OCGA 21-2-131, and it's the duty of the governing authority to fix the published a qualifying fee for each municipal office to be filled in the upcoming election, and the qualifying fees for the designated council post shall be $402, and the qualifying fee for the mayor's office shall be $3,000.
I second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Bibb, seconded by Councilman Mack. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 3 is a motion for purchase approval to be discussed by Councilman Mack.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve the JAMF Pro Mobile Device Management Software and subscription for Apple devices for the ENO from SHI International Corps in the amount of $16,397.88.
And I'll second that.
Motion by Councilman Mack, seconded by Councilman Lawrenson. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. We have now reached the conclusion of today's emergency meeting to handle just a few items of city business. We now will continue in the respect of our agenda and move on to citizen comments. When you are making your comment, please be sure to state your name and address for the record, and also you will be held to 3 minutes on the rotunda above, which will count down and beep once your time has expired. Please note that neither I nor council can respond to you, but we are listening, and we may just respond in another way or at another time. So the door is now open for anyone who'd like to make their comments here on the screen. Here at the podium. The door is now open. Going once.
Hello. Hey, my name is Jeff Noss. My address is 117 Limerick Drive, Warner Robins, Georgia. I'm here for Jared Renault. I'm hearing that he's been dismissed and that we're possibly wanting to go in some new direction. And as a citizen of Warner Robins, I would like to know the direction being known to the citizens of what new direction we're going. We already got new fields, new gyms. Everything looks great. It looks like he took us to the new direction from the old. So he's got a lot of experience. Obviously, he's got 28 years here, and I just would hate for somebody to lose a pension. We're talking about a retirement, 28 years. How would that promote anybody to come and work for you or anybody in my city and knowing that you're going to lose your pension at the end of it. That's crazy to me. Now, there might be more to it, and I hope that I'm at the next meeting and then we can get more involved into that, but that is my concern, and why can't he go into the same direction under your leadership to move in that direction? I mean, it's recreation sports. There might be a whole lot more to it, but he's always been great to me as an adult, as a kid. I knew his dad. He coached me, and he's been a part of Warner Robins High School for years. A great coach, great mentor, great person to, follow behind, Christian values. I just would like to know more about it, and that's why I'm here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Noss. And thank you for the applause. So typically, we do not respond to comments, but I'm going to exercise my decision to respond, because that was said in a very, very efficient, effective, respectful manner. I'm going to respond to your question, sir. So the things that you said, guess what? We agree with you. Do we not agree that Jared Renaud is a good man? He did great at the City of Warner Robins, and we actually like him as a person. Every council member up here, you see them shaking their heads, because we do. And that is true. Personnel matters, we cannot go into depth discussion about that. But what I can tell you is, there's a reason why we gave an opportunity to resign, okay? And we have to make sure we administer every department by the same rules, policies, procedures that are upheld by the city employment policies and the state law. And if there's any issues with that, sometimes that's the reason why we're in a situation such as this. So again, we care about the person too. That's why we refrained from saying additional things. We left it at going a different direction, allowing him the respect to decide what's best for him. He will not lose a pension. He keeps his pension. So that's important. I, for one, agree with you. No one should ever work that many years and not get anything back. He will not lose a pension. He's getting compensated for his time. And other things were also offered to him as well. So I want to make sure we're clear on that. For the new direction we put there, it was for a reason. His direction that he's done with the department, very great. That's not why we're here today, and that's not why he got his opportunity to resign. Okay? So many of us used to be in the practice of don't believe everything you read on social media, especially when it comes from a person who knows nothing about the facts of the situation. The ones up here, executives, we know the facts of the situation. Our intent was to keep things quiet out of respect for him, who we care about too. So we're all in the same place here. But we're not making noise about it, getting attention from media. You all are. We were trying to avoid that, and here we are today. So let's just keep that in mind and be cautious of it, okay? Yes, sir.
Will we end up knowing the facts of whether he resigns or gets whatever?
You will know. Yes, sir, you will know whenever he decides if he wants to resign. That'll be something of public notice, so you all will know. And again, it's his decision of how he wants to proceed, and we're giving him that respect and that time.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Anyone else?
Are you voting on that today?
The agenda items are complete. We have no voting on, first of all, we can't vote on if he resigns. He has to just make that decision, and he makes that on his own time. So there is no vote when it comes to somebody resigning from a position in the city of Warner Robins. Will there be any others who'd like to take the podium? Going once, going twice, 3 times. The door is now closed. I want to thank you all so much for being here and making your thoughts known. And thank you again, Mr. Noss, for you being that spokesperson for the group and allowing me to respond in the way that I did. Hopefully it alleviates some of you all's concerns regarding a person, again, we all care about, and a lot of us call him friend. Sometimes when you own a business, which there's a business owner out here sitting there, you have to make decisions, and those decisions aren't always warm and fuzzy. We've had to let go of police officers, different employees, and it destroyed families. That's something that we don't like doing. But we've had to do situations way worse than this. But again, he is respected. We do like him, but we have to do what's best for business, as you would do for your own business. And we are about unity. There is no racism. We do not do racism or discrimination in the city of Warner Robins. I face it often, case in point, but we have zero tolerance for that in this establishment. And I think every council member can agree with me. So we stand unified in our decisions, and we thank you. Now, council comments. We will start at the bottom. Kevin, we start at Kevin. Thank you. We're going to start at Councilman Lashley for your council comments, and then we'll go for Councilman Holmes and back around. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you to all the people that are here today to show support for Jar. I've known him just as long as all of you guys. Grew up with him, and again, it is tough when you can't really discuss the situation in full, but know that every decision that we do make, we make with a lot of diligence, a lot of attention to detail, and nothing is taken lightly, I can promise you. The only other thing I would like to say is to please be praying for that young family who lost 3 family members yesterday. The daughter played ball with several of our kids, was good friends with my middle daughter, and we haven't been able to get her out of bed since we found out. So just keep praying and thinking about that family and their friends. And y'all be safe out there today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Lashley. Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say be safe. If we don't have to be on the roads this afternoon, tomorrow, don't get on the roads. Godspeed to all.
Thank you, Councilman Holmes. Councilman Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Kevin, I'm praying for that family, and I'm also praying for you and your daughter. Yes. Yes. But I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out. Be safe and stay warm.
Thank you, Councilman Curtis. Councilman Mack.
Thank you again, Madam Mayor. I'd like to echo what my fellow councilman said, is staying warm, and be sure to drip your faucets over the next couple of days, because our temperatures will be dropping below freezing, to mitigate any unforeseen issue that you may have with your plumbing. And also, I'd like to also echo the sentiments of the family that with the tragedy occurred in my neighborhood, as I'm a neighbor of Councilman Lashley. It's just a sad scenario, such a tragic end that troubles my spirit as to what could have driven someone to that point. And so it really concerns me in that capacity. And I just want to say thank you to my fellow councilman and the mayor, city attorney, and the city clerk that keep us in line with what we need to do to be good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars. That's what we are deployed to do, and that's what we were elected to do. And we always try to put our people first as far as the city of Warner Robins is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mack. Councilman Bibb.
Just want to reiterate what everybody said. That's why I don't like Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. Try not to publish on Facebook, just because facts get screwed up, and it's tough sometimes. I will want to say that this is an exciting time in America. We're headed in a new direction. I want to ask the people to pray for our new president and vice president as they lead this country and make a lot of changes. And our nation is headed in a great direction, and we need to make sure that we pray for our leaders that are in charge, and we ask that you pray for us. We ask that you pray for wisdom in making decisions, which are sometimes easy, but are also sometimes very hard and difficult. But we have to gain that wisdom in order to make the right decisions. Jared Renault is very loved. I love that man. He is a good man. Love our communication, our talks, and we're definitely looking out for Jar. So God bless you guys. Stay warm.
Thank you, Councilman Bibb. Councilman Lawrenson.
Thank you, Mayor. Hey, I've been out for a few weeks, and I really appreciate everyone supporting me. This is my first time back, and I'm just grateful for our team. This seemed to carry on just fine without me, but I am glad to be back a part of the team. I also want to thank everyone for coming. Many of you out there today have made great contributions to our community, and I know you'll continue to do so, and we certainly support that, as we all will support Jared as well. And we support you, Mayor. We appreciate all your work and everything that you do. Just a blessing to be a part of this team, and thank you for all that you do, guys. I know I missed the Happy New Year, but I'm going to say it anyway. Anyway, I hope everybody has a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Lawrence, and thank you to all the council members for your words. The family that's suffering and the friends that's suffering. As a mother, I just can't imagine what they're going through, but prayer works, so pray for their peace during this very unpeaceful time in their lives, and that's all I'll say about that. But as we close, again, I just want to say, in the city of Warner Robins, if you see how council and I move, and we really do feel like we're all family, not just here, but people who work here. We're family. So we have a relationship with most all of our directors. We are family. No matter what, we're family. And we love like family, and many people may not believe it so, but it is true. You'll see us hug, you'll see us do everything, because we really are. We really care that much about the person, not just the position title. So I ask, as I know some of you, may be uneasy during this time, and you have every right to. If someone's close to my heart, I'm going to be uneasy as well. But we ask that you just respect the process we have to go through, and also try to make sure we are giving Mr. Renaud the respect to make his decision and make the decision that's best for his family. But we would never leave anyone out to dry, especially when they mean so much to us. So at this time, my comments will conclude at that point, and the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.